I was at home alone one evening. So I was surfing through Netflix and I saw this movie and I was like, oh, this looks really interesting. I want to see, and it's the latest Telugu film online, so let's watch it. So I switched it on and I have only sobbed. But I'm not going mad with ecstasy. I'm still stable. You learn what to ignore and shut off. You know when to have blinders on and cut the noise out of your life. When my film is not doing well, it's trashed, or I'm getting trolled or anything. Okay, I take the constructive criticism. I've always maintained that work is work, my personal life is personal, and the distinction is very clear.
And in the last 10 years లో portrayal of female characters కూడా చాలా మారిందనమాట. ఇప్పుడు దే విల్ పాయింట్అవుట్ చేస్తారు, స్క్రూటినీ చేస్తారు, ఒక డైలాగ్ అయినా సరే రిప్ చేసి పడేస్తారు. ఆ చేంజ్ అనేది మీరు ఎలా చూస్తున్నారు?
I did make mistakes in the past. Not because I did not know or because I was inexperienced. I knew that it's not okay. Now I feel that I am at a position in life, thankfully God has been kind, where I can put my foot down and say, hey, I'm sorry, I'm not doing this.
Hello Kajal garu.
Hello.
Welcome to Galatta Telugu.
Thank you.
మొదలు పెట్టేటప్పుడు కంగ్రాచులేషన్స్, 20 years కంప్లీట్ చేస్తారు. క్యూ హోగానా వచ్చి 20 years అయింది, 2004 August 13th ఇఫ్ ఐ రిమెంబర్ కరెక్ట్లీ. బయట నుంచి మేము మీద ఒక జర్నీ చూసాం కదా, బట్ మాకు కనిపించినంత సులువుగా ఉండిందా మీ జర్నీ లాస్ట్ 20 yearsలో?
Fabulous. Actually, I don't consider my journey for 20 years because Kyun Ho Gaya Na, I was in school. And that was just a fun thing that I did because I knew the casting director and all of that. But I feel my journey properly began in 2006 end, Lakshmi Kalyanam. And it's been a great journey. I've been very fortunate to work with amazing people. Gotten to work on fabulous characters, done some really amazing roles. So I consider myself fortunate and I'm extremely grateful for that.
Wonderful.
People have, Telugu audience accepted me, gave me so much love, treated me like their own. So I really feel that's a blessing.
వండర్ఫుల్. ఇప్పుడు సత్యభామ మీకు ఒక రకంగా చూస్తే ఇట్స్ అ ఫస్ట్ ఫర్ యూ. ఎలా అంటే ఓకే, ఇంతకు ముందు మీరు చేస్తున్నారు లైక్ గోస్టీ అనే ఒక మూవీలో వేర్ మీరు హెడ్లైన్ చేసిన మూవీ అది, బట్ దట్ వాజ్ మోర్ ఆఫ్ అన్ ఈవెన్ లైవ్ టెలికాస్ట్ కూడా చేశారు వెబ్ సిరీస్. అవి కొంచెం మోర్ లైక్ ఆన్సాంబుల్ కాస్ట్. లైక్ ఈ సినిమాలో యు ఆర్ లైక్ ద టిట్యులర్ క్యారెక్టర్, యు ఆర్ ద ప్రొటాగనిస్ట్. సినిమాని మీరు హెడ్లైన్ చేస్తున్నారు కదా, ఇట్ ఈస్ అ రిస్క్. లైక్ ఒక కంఫర్ట్ జోన్ నుంచి బయటకు వచ్చి తీసుకున్న రిస్క్. బిఫోర్ దిస్ మీరు లైఫ్లో గుర్తుందా లైక్ మీరు తీసుకున్న ఫస్ట్ రిస్క్ ఏదైతే ఉందో అని?
Risky role, you mean?
యాజ్ అ పర్సన్గా కానివ్వండి, యాక్టర్గా కానివ్వండి, ఓకే బాగా భయం వేసి నేను రిస్క్ తీసుకున్నాను అనిపించిన సిచ్యువేషన్ ఏదైనా గుర్తుందా?
So I was a very naughty kid, very mischievous. I really hope my son doesn't turn out to be like the way I used to be. But I was always up to some Galatta in school.
Nice. I like it. Thanks for
but I was always doing something or the other, and obviously all those things were very risky. I don't want to say it out loud and give ideas to people. Like I do not propagate such kind of risky, adventurous,
Don't try it.
crazy stuff. Yeah, please don't try all this. But I have always had a good risk-taking appetite. I'm not risk-averse at all. And I feel like I am the sort of person who is very adventurous. I enjoy it. It gives me that adrenaline rush. It makes me feel good. It makes me, like, I'm very happy to jump off a plane and do, like, skydive. Yeah.
Okay.
I enjoy it. Like, it gives me that rush and that thrill and that adrenaline and that pump. So I like doing stuff like that. Of course, post-baby, I am cautious. I mean, I don't want to obviously, like
put yourself at physical threat వచ్చేవైనా చేయకుండా ఉండడానికి.
No. So earlier I was okay with doing that also, but now I'm obviously cautious for other reasons because I feel I have a lot more responsibility. But I haven't been afraid to take risks in my life. So yes, Satyabhama is a project which is outside of my comfort zone, but at the same time I have thoroughly enjoyed the entire proposition of the risk. I feel it's challenging. I do not look at it as a risk as such. I feel that these challenges help me to grow. And they make me a better actor, they make me a better person. They make me, really challenge myself in terms of my physical inhibitions, my emotional or mental inhibitions. They really help me to break out of that. And I like reinventing and reinvigorating myself.
మీ ఇన్స్టాగ్రామ్ బయోలో ఎక్స్పీరియన్స్ సీకర్ అనే ఒక వర్డ్ ఉంటుంది. ఆ రకంగా చూస్తే సత్యభామ కొత్త ఎక్స్పీరియన్స్ కదా.
Absolutely.
హౌ వాజ్ ఇట్? ఎలా అనిపించింది? లైక్ MMA నేర్చుకున్నారు కదా.
I did. I was doing Kalari prior to.
For Indian,
Indian too, yes. I was horse riding for Indian too, which kind of helped me with this film as well, because Kalari is like the mother of martial arts. So that helped me a lot with Satyabhama also. The timing was just right.
అది ముందే నేర్చేసుకున్నారా?
అవునండి. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I was learning Kalari since the past 2-3 years. Okay. In the middle, I couldn't, because obviously I was pregnant, etc. I had my baby. But immediately I jumped back into it in 2 months postpartum. So I was doing Kalari for a while. And for Satyabhama, I did train in MMA. I did a little bit of Krav Maga. And yeah, I mean, it's been generic. The fights are real. But I feel all that helps with the body language and the attitude. It's important to be able to fit in. So that helped me quite a bit.
మీరు చార్లీస్ ఏంజల్స్ ఫ్యాన్ కదా. ఆల్మోస్ట్ 2011లో దడా అప్పుడో సార్ వచ్చారో అప్పుడో మీరు ఒక ఇంటర్వ్యూ ఇచ్చారు. నేను చదువుతుండే ఆ ఇంటర్వ్యూ. దాంట్లో మీరు చెప్పారు మీకు డ్రీమ్ రోల్ ఏంటి అంటే చార్లీస్ ఏంజల్స్ తరహాలో ఒక యాక్షన్ మూవీ చేయాలని ఉంది నాకు అని.
Here it is.
Yeah. So ఇంతకు ముందు ఇలాంటి రోల్స్ వచ్చాయా?
Yes, I did get a lot of opportunities. But you need the right script at the right time, Ram. And for me, I've always been very committed under my prior commitments. I've always had a backlog of projects to finish. Also, as an actor, you need the confidence from the filmmakers.
Right.
For them to be able to pull off a genre like this, for them to be able to portray you in a certain way. So I felt that I got lucky with this team. Shashi Garu and his entire team are really well versed. They are so experienced. They understand the craft, and they are very open to suggestions and opinions, and they're very relevant to today's day and age. It's not dated back to some time. So that I feel is important, especially in 2024. And I was just waiting for the right script to come my way. Hence, I took time to do it, but I'm very happy that I waited, because I'm happy with the project.
It paid off.
I'm happy.
Yeah. So, ఇందాక మీరు చెప్పారు కదా శశి అండ్ హిస్ టీమ్ వాళ్ళు రెలవెంట్ అని చెప్పి. నాకు అది మీ కెరియర్లో చాలా ఇంట్రెస్టింగ్గా అనిపిస్తుంది అనమాట. మీరు సీనియర్స్తో పనిచేశారు, లైక్ పీపుల్ లైక్ ఈవెన్ భారతీ రాజా గారు, లైక్ ఎస్ఎస్ రాజమౌళి గారు, పూరి జగన్నాథ్ గారు, అలానే ద న్యూ జెన్ గైస్, ప్రశాంత్ వర్మ, నౌ శశి, యాక్ట్లీ, లైక్ దీస్. ఆ సీనియర్స్లో ఉండే ఆస్పెక్ట్స్ మీకు ఏమి ఇష్టము, అండ్ ఈ న్యూ జెన్లో ఉండే వాళ్ళ ఆస్పెక్ట్స్ మీకు ఏది, వాట్ డూ యూ కాల్, ఏవి ఎక్కువ మీకు టేక్అవేస్ ఉన్నాయి ఫ్రమ్ ది ఎక్స్పీరియన్స్ వాళ్ళతో పనిచేసిన?
Very interesting. I think both sides come with their own set of positive points.
ఖచ్చితంగా. Yeah.
The seniors come with a lot of experience and with true knowledge, kada, like they know because they've had the experience of it. And experience, nothing can offset experience. I mean, there's no comparison. The minute you have experience, you know what you're talking about. You have that confidence. So that is an amazing thing that I learned and I picked up from my directors, and I was very lucky to work with such phenomenal directors all through. And I feel that is one thing which is amazing. They have that thoroughness with the script, them being so well versed with the pulse of the audience. They understand exactly what will work where. They understand exactly which dialogue will be suitable and which won't, because they just know what will work. Through experience.
Yeah.
Younger directors, on the other hand, I feel the positive points are that they have a lot of energy. They have a risk-taking appetite. They are more experimental. They enjoy, they understand today's target audience. They understand what the crowd of today wants, what 18 to 20-year-olds would like to watch. They understand all of that. They understand relationship dynamics of today's generation and how things are and how people feel. They get that very well. So I think both sets have their amazing qualities to work with, and I'm lucky to have had the opportunity to work with both sides.
Beautiful. And శశికిరణ్ తిక్క గారు శేఖర్ కమ్లా గారి అసిస్టెంట్ అనమాట. అండ్ శశికిరణ్ తిక్క గారు ఒకసారి చెప్పారు, శేఖర్ కమ్లా గారి సెట్లో అసలు హైరారికీ అనేది ఉండదు, అదే నేను కూడా ట్రై చేస్తున్నాను. ఆయన ఇంతకు ముందు వర్క్ చేసిన గూఢచారి కానివ్వండి, మేజర్గా మాకు హైరారికీ ఉండదు, స్టార్స్కి వేరేలాగా ట్రీట్మెంట్, వీళ్ళకి వేరేలా ట్రీట్మెంట్, ఎవరైనా వచ్చి మాట్లాడొచ్చు, వాళ్ళ సజెషన్స్ ఇవ్వచ్చు అని. సత్యభామలో ఎలా ఉండింది ఆ ఎన్వైరన్మెంట్ ఆన్ ఎ సెట్?
Exactly like what you just said. Shashi Garu made sure that there was no hierarchy. And that's so nice and refreshing. You know, it's very normal, and that's the way all industries work. So it's nice that it's permeating into our industry as well. Um, and that's very natural when the leader of the ship does that, the captain of the ship is following that, automatically it trickles down to everyone. So that was one thing which was very nice and very refreshing to watch. It was very calm, very composed. His entire team is very open to ideas and very open to brainstorming, yet they are very focused and they are very clear.
Right.
Chala clarity kuda undi. So that clarity was very nice to work with. Still having that openness and being able to say that, hey, listen, I feel maybe I shouldn't do it like that. Maybe I should try this instead. And they were like, yeah, sure, please go ahead. If you feel that's the way, do it. If it works, we'll keep it. Otherwise, you please go back to how we wanted it originally. So there was a lot of mutual respect and a lot of mutual understanding amongst everyone. So that was something very nice to see.
అండ్ అది మీ ప్రాసెస్కి, యాక్టింగ్కి, లైక్ ఒక సీన్లో ఎలా హెల్ప్ అయిందో చెప్పగలుగుతారా? లైక్ ఒక సజెషన్ కానీ.
Of course.
Yeah.
He was very helpful. He was creatively overviewing the entire project. And I'm really glad that he was there on set because he's a very nice person to work with, and I've had a great experience working with him. You know, it's really funny. I'll tell you this silly thing.
Please.
But I keep telling Shashi Garu that I manifested him in my life.
Okay.
And how did I do that? I saw Major during COVID, and I was pregnant in 2021. And I was at home alone one evening. So I was surfing through Netflix, and I saw this movie, and I was like, oh, this looks really interesting. I want to see, and it's the latest Telugu film online, so let's watch it. So I switched it on, and I have only sobbed. I was obviously extremely hormonal and maternal anyways.
It's a very
very emotional film. Yeah. I have only sobbed and sobbed and sobbed, and I called up my husband who was sitting in Paris, and I told him that, hey, I saw this film. This filmmaker is amazing. I really want to work with him, and I have to work with him. Like, what a movie! And wow, like I love the performances. My mind is blown. Anyways, 2611 has such a personal connect because I literally live like 5 minutes from the Taj Mahal.
Okay.
So I used to, my mom's house. So I was like, oh my gosh, like everything felt so real, and everything. I felt like I was living in that moment, and you take it more personally, right? So all of that. And cut to, I am in Hyderabad shooting for Bhagwan Kesari, and Shashi Garu and his team come to narrate the story to me. Literally in a span of a couple of months.
Wonderful.
22 beginning.
వండర్ఫుల్. అండ్ narrate చేయడానికి వచ్చారని చెప్పా కదా, మీరు ఆల్మోస్ట్ లైక్ సమ్ 70.
No, 22 end, I'm sorry.
చాలా మంది మీకు వచ్చి narrations ఇచ్చి ఉంటారు కదా, చాలా మందిని చూసుంటారు. ఒక మంచి narratorని ఎలా ఐడెంటిఫై చేస్తారు కాజల్? లేకపోతే ఈ డైరెక్టర్లో స్కిల్ ఉంది అనేది ఐడెంటిఫై ఎలా చేయాలి?
When the director makes you feel the feelings, when the director through his narration makes you experience the emotion, and when you get so carried away and swayed with the story that you're crying with the director. You don't know this person, you're meeting him for the first time, but you're here crying, and you are laughing at the jokes. You are so involved that you forget about time. For example, when Shashi Garu came to narrate Satyabhama to me, we met at 9 p.m. and I was really tired. It was after work. I had my baby to go back to all of that. I said, okay, great, 1 hour we'll meet. You tell me the story and then good night. Okay? I sat with him till 12:30.
Wow.
I was like, I was just too engrossed. I could not stop. I did not want to. I wanted to know every detail of the project. And on the spot, I was like, I am on. Satyabhama is mine. Don't go to anyone else. I am on this project.
Instant. ఓకే, అలా మీరు చెప్పండి, లైక్ అలాంటి ఇంకేమైనా ఎక్స్పీరియన్స్ ఉన్నాయా? లైక్ ద బెస్ట్ narration experience or the weirdest ones?
No, the best ones, I'll tell you.
Please.
Of course, Rajmouli sir. He is so larger than life in his narrations, like the way he is in his cinema and the presentation of his movies. Vamsi Paidipalli, very dear friend of mine, fabulous narrator. I am so glued when he's narrating that I want him to narrate all the stories to me regardless of whether I'm doing it or not. Like, that's the equation we have. And I'm like, you tell me your story. What are you doing next? I want to hear. So he's an amazing narrator. As he is a filmmaker. His films are also so amazing. Then who else are fab narrators?
పూరి గారు?
Of course. He is dynamic with his narrations. Puri sir. He really makes you have a great time. Like, you're laughing and you're joking, and his style is different. So really good fun. And Teja sir, still so capturing in his narrations. Really captures your attention, does not let your attention waver. So that's one quality of a fabulous, I think, director/narrator.
Okay.
I'm a terrible narrator.
Really?
Terrible.
Like, if you had to Satyabhama story నాకు చెప్పండి అంటే
I'll tell you the end first only. Like,
Okay.
I don't wait only for I am so eager and so hyper. Like, the end, the climax, I'll tell you first and finish it off. I can't narrate to save my life.
How are you going to tell stories to your baby?
I am learning the art of patience, and I'm trying to develop the skill.
Lovely.
But for him, I can.
బ్యూటిఫుల్. అండ్ కాజల్ గారు, మీ కెరియర్ చూసుకుంటే అప్స్ ఉన్నాయి, డౌన్స్ ఉన్నాయి. లైక్ యూ హ్యావ్ సీన్ లైక్ సమ్ ఆఫ్ ద బిగ్గెస్ట్ బ్లాక్ బస్టర్స్ ఉన్నాయి, బ్యాడ్ ఫిల్మ్స్ కూడా ఉన్నాయి కదా. హై వచ్చినప్పుడు ఎక్కువ సంతోషపడిపోయి, లో వచ్చినప్పుడు ఎక్కువ బాధపడకుండా ఆ స్టెబిలిటీ అనేది అది ఎలా మీరు చేసుకోగలిగారు? అండ్ అది ఎక్స్పీరియన్స్తోనే వచ్చిందా? ఇంతకు ముందు మీరు కూడా లైక్ బాధపడేదా ఉన్నాయా? ఓవర్ ది ఎక్స్పీరియన్స్ అది ఎలా?
Experience to definitely ochinda. Like, of course, you learn what to ignore and shut off. You know when to have blinders on and cut the noise out of your life. But luckily for me, Ram, I have, touch wood, but I've always been like that.
Okay.
So right from the beginning of my career, I was never too attached to the outcome. I mean, I sincerely do my job and I love doing what I do. But after that, I'm done.
Detach.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I'm obviously happy when the film does well. But I'm not going mad with ecstasy. I'm still stable. I'm happy, of course. I've worked hard. It's my baby. I want it to do well. I feel for the team. I want the team to benefit out of this. I want all of that. But like, I'm not throwing parties. And likewise, when the opposite thing happens, when my film is not doing well, it's trashed, or I'm getting trolled or anything, okay, I take the constructive criticism seriously, and then I cut out the noise. I filter it out. I can't live with that. I mean, even I know as a rational thinking person, what I did was not okay. We all know this. We all have our inherent instinctive recognition of what works and what doesn't work. When we watch ourselves on screen, especially for an actor, it's very clear. You know it's not working. And you anyways are critical of yourself. And me as a person, I'm super critical of my own performances.
Really?
Like 90% of the times I don't like it. Very few performances where I feel good about it. I always feel I can do a better job.
No, ఆ సెల్ఫ్ అవేర్నెస్ ఉండడం చాలా మంచి విషయం యాక్చువల్లీ.
And I always feel like, I should have done it like that. Better ho sakta tha. Like, I'm always with that thing. But I'm aware. But when other people are badgering you, you don't need to take that shit. Like, okay, I get it. I get the point. Thank you. A well-wisher will say it and leave it. A hater will badger the hell out of you to pull you down. So I can't have my morale going down because I still need to continue working. I still have to go tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. to work. I can't live with that. Like, how am I going to sleep at night? I need to sleep, be fresh, wake up the next morning. I have a child to send to school. I have work to do. I have a family and my husband to take care of. Like, I have lots going on in my life. So I draw the line where it's important. And I've, again, always done this even before I had my baby and my husband in the picture. I've always like maintained that work is work, my personal life is personal, and the distinction is very clear.
Okay.
So luckily, that's just by default happened for me.
Wonderful.
But you know, my mom always told me that never take your success to your head and failure to your heart. And that line just stuck. Like, I literally follow that to the T.
Wow. Wonderful. And Kajal garu, and in the last 10 years lo పోర్ట్రేల్ ఆఫ్ ఫీమేల్ క్యారెక్టర్స్ కూడా చాలా మారిందనమాట. ఒకప్పుడు ఏదైనా ఒక ఇన్అప్రాప్రియేట్ పోర్ట్రేల్ ఏదైనా ఉంటే ఇన్ ద నేమ్ ఆఫ్ రొమాన్స్ కానివ్వండి, కామెడీ కానివ్వండి, అది పాస్ అయిపోయేది, అంతగా చూసేవాళ్ళు కాదు జనాలు. ఇప్పుడు దే విల్ పాయింట్అవుట్ చేస్తారు, స్క్రూటినీ చేస్తారు, ఒక డైలాగ్ అయినా సరే రిప్ చేసి పడేస్తారు. ఆ చేంజ్ అనేది మీరు ఎలా చూస్తున్నారు? బికాజ్ మీకు కూడా చాలా స్క్రిప్ట్స్ వస్తుంటాయి కదా, లైక్ ఆర్ యూ ఆల్సో ఏబుల్ టు పాయింట్ అవుట్ దట్ ఇది కరెక్ట్ కాదు, దిస్ విల్ ఓకే 10 years ago you are young, there might have been few missteps, but ఇప్పుడు you have that experience, ఇప్పుడు times have also changed కదా, so how ఆ చేంజ్ మీరు ఎలా చూస్తున్నారు ఇప్పుడు?
Such an important question that you've touched upon. Yes, I did make mistakes in the past. Not because I did not know or because I was inexperienced. I knew that it's not okay. I did not have a say. I tried telling my earlier folks that I worked with that, hey, maybe we should not do this. It was overlooked. I did not have a say in it at that point of time. Now I feel that I am at a position in life, thankfully, God has been kind, where I can put my foot down and say, hey, I'm sorry, I'm not doing this. You know, hey, I don't like the portrayal of this. Let's avoid it. Or let's do it in another way. You know? So now I'm taken more seriously. Back then I was not taken seriously. Okay. So there is a difference. But it's not like I did not know.
Wow, okay.
To be very honest with you, I knew it. Having said that,
wonderful. Yeah.
Having said that, times have changed, which I'm extremely glad that it has, because as society, as women, we need to stand up for ourselves. It's not okay to be shamed. It's not okay to have derogatory things said against you in the name of humor or romance. No, it's not cool.
Yeah.
All that can still happen. Romance and humor can still happen. So, yeah. Now the difference is, for me, I'm only talking with regards to myself. Full respect to everyone, though. I am intrinsically not okay with these things. Even in the past, I've not enjoyed doing such kind of stuff. I had to do it because it was a part of my film. Now, when I put my foot down, I feel like I'm being responsible for all the people who follow me and who are getting influenced by my actions. And I feel that's extremely important for me to do, because if we don't, then how will the younger kids even follow or even know the difference? Yeah. So I feel it's an extremely crucial step. And I'm glad that people are themselves only understanding, and the audience has evolved massively over the years. And that's so nice to see. It's so nice to witness the change. And I'm so grateful to be in cinema at this point of time in my life, where things are changing so dynamically and so drastically, and it's just a better space to be in. Yeah. There's a lot more equality, there's a lot more respect, there's like a lot more of everything. So it's a great space and time to be in.
వండర్ఫుల్. అండ్ ఇప్పుడు మీకు వచ్చే స్క్రిప్ట్స్ కూడా ఐఎమ్ అజ్యూమింగ్ చాలా డిగ్నిఫైడ్ క్యారెక్టర్స్ అవి వస్తున్నాయి కదా, లైక్ అవి అలాంటి స్క్రిప్ట్స్ వస్తున్నాయా మీకు?
యా of course. Dignified, even if the role was small, it's very dignified. I have been lucky to have had scripts like this. Majority of my scripts are like this. Few have been mildly offensive. Mildly. Not downright derogatory. If it was downright derogatory, I wouldn't do it. I need to sleep with my own conscience. I wouldn't be able to do it. Mild offense, also I should have put my foot down, but I was not strong enough.
That's okay. We all grow. It's okay.
Yeah. I was not strong enough back then. But now I feel like I am. And now I feel like I don't need to unnecessarily do it. So, but now thankfully I don't even get such kind of...
And that's exactly. Yeah. That's a great thing.
Yeah.
Wonderful. మీ ఎక్స్పెక్టేషన్స్ ఏంటి సత్యభామ నుండి?
Fingers crossed. Really looking forward to it. Worked very hard, slogged my ass.
You can use that word, no problem.
It's been super challenging. It's been challenging to balance home and work, especially with an intense movie like Satyabhama. It's been super challenging because of the time commitment and focus that's been needed for the project. Yet I am hoping that the audience connects to it and loves this girl as much as I love her.
వండర్ఫుల్. యాంగ్జైటీని ఎలా కంట్రోల్ చేసుకుంటారండి ఒక మూవీ రిలీజ్ అయ్యేటప్పుడు?
I was telling Shashi Garu that after a very long time, I'm feeling butterflies in my tummy, which is a very nice feeling to have, you know, because you are excited about it and you are nervous about it. I feel nervousness sometimes really works in your favor. You know, in the middle, one becomes blasé, like, okay, you've been there, done that, seen it, great. But when you're emotionally invested is when you feel anxious. And I am super emotionally invested in this film. Literally all my emotions have been real, where I have felt stuff, and felt stuff after a very long time, and also felt stuff because I feel like in my journey of life, I've become a lot more mature. Like, I've had the personal experiences to actually feel what it feels like to have your heart walking outside your body, for example.
Okay.
So, you know, you automatically start taking things very personally. And that has been my journey with Satyabhama. So I feel like the anxiety that I am currently, anxiety would be a wrong word, nervousness that I'm feeling currently is good nervousness. It's like, it's making me get excited about it. Yet, how do I control anxiety? I've not felt very strong anxiety for a while, but I meditate. When I do feel anxious about anything, not just my films, I meditate, I chant,
Okay.
and I calm myself down.
Perfect. On that note, all the very best Satyabhamaki theatre lo. Hope it works out. All
Thank
the
you.
very best. Thank you.
Thank you. Lovely chatting.
Thank you.